Okay, today we are looking at the Multiplying Decimals study guide. The first part of this study guide just says place the decimal point in each product. Remember, the rules with multiplication is you count how many digits in your problem are behind a decimal. Okay, that pen's not working, sorry. So the 3 and the 9 are both behind a decimal, so that's 2 digits, so then there needs to be 2 in your answer, and that's why it goes between the 2 and the 4. Problem number 2 has 1, 2, 3, and no decimals in this problem, so I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, and the decimal is going to go between the 4 and the 7. Question number 3, there are the 0, 9, 9, 6, 4 digits are behind the decimal, so then it needs to be 4 in my answer, so it's going to be 16 and 1,964 10,000ths. Again, this one has 1, 2, 3, so the 7 and 1 and the 7 have to be behind the decimal. Question number 5, how many? 2. So we're going to put the decimal between the 1 and the 4. And finally, question number 6, there's 1, 2, 3. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, and the decimal goes between the 2 and the 7. In section number 7, you're going to find the product, so you need to come up with the answer. But look at number 7. It's just, you ignore the decimals at first. That's 4,359 times 1. So I know the digits 4, 3, 5, 9 are going to be in my answer. And there are 3 digits behind a decimal in my problem, so there will be 3 in my answer. You can do number 8 the same way. There's 2 digits behind the decimal, so 2 in my answer. Number 9, multiply it out. 3 times 2, I'm actually going to rewrite this one over here. Is 6, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Now cross them out since I've used them, and now we're going to look at the 1. Since we're multiplying in the tens place, I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place, and then just multiply that number by 1, which gives me that number, and add. And now you place the decimal. There are 3 digits behind the decimal in my problem, so there's going to be 3 in my answer. I'm actually just going to do one more of this section because you can do some on your own. I'll do number 11. Again, I'm going to rewrite it over here so I have a little bit more room. $240 times 0.02. Multiply 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. I don't have to multiply that out. I just need to count how many digits are behind the decimal, which is 2. So now I've got 2 in my answer. So my final answer is, you can either write 4.80, but it's really best just to drop that 0 now that you know. Place your decimal first and then drop any unnecessary zeros. In the next section, it says write a multiplication statement you could use for each situation. A pen costs 59 cents. How much would a dozen pens cost? So we would have to multiply 59 cents times a dozen, which is 12. And we're going to go ahead and solve that. It might not have said to solve, but we're going to solve. I'll make sure that's clear on your test. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Put a 0 in the ones place and multiply it out. and there's 2 digits behind the decimal in my problem, so a dozen pens would cost $7.08. That's how you're going to do both 14 and 15. You're going to multiply 2 cents times 10 and 9 cents by 2 dozen, which would be 24, because 12 plus 12 is 24. In the next section, parentheses means to multiply. So I'm going to put the 35. It doesn't really matter which one you put on top, but because it has that 0, it makes you feel like it's a bigger number, or it has more digits. It looks more normal, I guess. 9 times 3 is 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Put a 0 in the ones place and move on to the next number. And there's 2 digits behind the decimal in my problem. There's got to be 2 in my answer. So the answer is 6 65/100ths. And the last one I'm going to work out is number 20. 19 and 20 are done the same way as all of these, really. If you look at it, as I'm writing this on here, think of multiplying decimals as the first step. You're really just multiplying 16 times 37. And when you find the product of that, then you know you're going to have 2 digits behind the decimal in your problem. If it helps to just ignore the decimals and rewrite it like this, that's certainly an option. 7 plus 4 is 11. And 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And remember, there were 2 digits behind the decimal in my problem, so I've got to put 2 in my answer. So the answer to number 20 is 5 92/100ths. So it's really your choice. If you think you'll forget to place the decimals, then don't drop them. But look at the problem as 16 times 37, and then place the decimal. Okay, I hope that helped, and good luck studying.